Trump gets roasted by Jimmy Kimmel and Barack Obama. Did one late-night interview flip the spotlight from entertainment to raw power? Barack Obama walked onto Jimmy Kimmel's stage and inside 2 minutes dared viewers to ask if Donald Trump's gold-plated escalator entrance was the start of an empire or the first slip toward collapse. That same week, ABC yanked Kimmel off the air, a move Obama blasted as government coercion, claiming the White House threatened networks that refused to silence critics. Obama leaned forward, voice low. "The show matters less than the record," he said, pointing at job numbers he left behind and the noise that followed. The audience went silent, then erupted. Trump, watching from Mar-a-Lago, fired back online within minutes. Yet the question hung over the studio lights. Has the Trump spectacle finally met its match?
Picture that glittering escalator ride again, the crowd cheering, cameras flashing, Trump declaring he alone would fix America's broken economy. Obama paused, then unfolded a slim sheet of numbers. "When we passed the baton," he said, "unemployment sat at 4.7%. Wages were rising. Manufacturing was rebounding." He let the silence linger. Fast forward 4 years, Obama continued, and the growth curve slowed. The deficit ballooned, and blue-collar pay barely flickered. The studio screens lit up with charts, red line zigging, blue line zagging. The audience leaned closer, absorbing every tick on those graphs. Obama's tone sharpened. "A slogan is easy. Results are stubborn." Behind him, footage rolled of factories reopening in 2016, only to shutter again by 2020. Workers in hard hats spoke of promises that never quite turned into paychecks. Jimmy Kimmel chimed in, eyebrow raised. "So are we talking stock market sugar or a real breakfast of jobs?" Laughter rippled, but Obama's reply cut through. He said, "Look at Main Street, not just Wall Street." The question now burned bright. Were we sold a gold leaf marketing fantasy, or did the numbers truly shift under Trump's watch? And if the figures hide deeper truths, what about those sweeping tax cuts he bragged would lift every paycheck? Stay tuned because the next reveal peels back that very promise. The year was 2017. Cameras flashed again as Trump signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, promising a middle-class miracle. Yet analysts soon uncovered where the real treasure flowed. Corporations pocketed record buybacks, CEOs saw bonuses soar, and the richest 1% pop champagne. Ordinary workers? Many watched temporary withholdings vanish once the fine print kicked in. Obama leaned into the mic. If the plan was trickle-down, why did the drizzle stop at the penthouse? The crowd murmured. He pulled up charts showing executive pay spiking while median wages crept like a tired snail. Stockholders gained billions. Public schools faced budget freezes. Jimmy Kimmel's voice cut in with dry bite. "So, my neighbor thought he'd get a bigger refund, but he wound up covering the billionaire next door?" Obama nodded. The math doesn't lie. The gap widened. Images of soaring yachts rolled behind them, followed by clips of teachers holding bake sales for school supplies. The former president paused, let the weight settle. "A real economic boom lifts families," he said, tapping the desk. "It doesn't anchor them while the yachts sail away." But money's only half the story, because power loves the spotlight even more than profits. Up next, we dive into golf weekends, viral deepfakes, and the online distractions crafted to keep every eye off the scorecard.
Palm trees framed every shot, drone footage gliding over Mar-a-Lago's immaculate greens while Trump sank putts and flashed thumbs up. Headlines praised the working vacation, yet watchdog groups tracked millions in taxpayer costs. Every swing, another charge to the public card. Online, a different spectacle unfolded. Deepfake clips spread at lightning speed. Obama's face stitched onto a wrapper. Kimmel revoiced to praise Trump. Journalists distorted into villains. Each viral reel hijacked eyeballs, pulling focus away from policy scoreboards. Obama addressed the trend with a steady gaze. When digital mirrors bend reality, he warned, truth needs a louder microphone. Viewers saw a montage of doctored videos, quick cuts highlighting how warped images dominated feeds, while budget briefings languished unread. Kimmel asked softly, "If every swipe shows a highlight reel, who's reading the stat sheet?" The studio hushed. Obama answered, "Spectacle wins clicks, but governance proves its worth in quiet spreadsheets, not highlight reels." The camera lingered on a headline. Golf trips top 500 hours in first term. Numbers scrolled. Security costs, lodging bills, motorcade routes. Each figure a stark counterpoint to the glossy vacation posts. And yet, image remained king. Crowd sizes, magazine covers, carefully angled photo ops all served a relentless quest for brand perfection. Next up, we peel back that obsession, spray tan touch-ups, inflated numbers, and the fragile ego behind the lens.
Day 1. The world stared at a bird's-eye photo of the National Mall. Wide gaps of pale tarp stretched across the lawn, yet Trump proclaimed the largest audience period. Reporters matched the aerial shots against his claim. Timelines erupted, and press briefings turned into numerical showdowns. The quest for appearance ran deeper than head counts. Staffers whispered about portable spray booths, carted into the residence. Bronze mixes adjusted to a signature hue. Cable pundits dissected the color. Did it mask fatigue or project vigor? Then came the magazine fixation. Framed time covers, later revealed as fakes, hung in golf resorts with bold headlines praising Trump as business icon of the year. When the real person of the year went elsewhere, he tweeted he had turned them down. The chase for glossy validation echoed rally chants of winner. Kimmel leaned forward. Why does a leader with nuclear codes crave Photoshop? Obama answered steady and clear. Confidence lives in substance, not in airbrushed reflections. The crowd fell silent, then stirred, feeling the weight of that contrast. Yet one question remained. Outside the rally arenas and television studios, how did world leaders judge the performance? Up next, we leave the spotlights of home and enter foreign capitals, where quiet diplomatic diaries deliver a stark verdict on legacy.
Picture the G20 summit. Cameras catching a quick handshake. Leaders drift towards side tables, yet some glance around, looking for the next photo op. A few offer polite smiles, others share silent smirks. Behind closed doors, diplomats whisper that Trump feels more showman than statesman. One European official confessed off record, every meeting felt like a reality episode. Ratings first, policy second. Obama reflected on those whispers with measured calm. When allies treat a U.S. president like a headline attraction, he said, America's leverage slips. Footage rolled. Trump tossing Brexit advice to Theresa May, cozying up to Putin under the Helsinki lights, letters to Kim Jong-un that read like celebrity fan mail. Each scene hinted at spectacle while briefing books gathered dust. Historians now draft footnotes noting how post-war alliances strained under abrupt tariff threats and withdrawal tweets. NATO partners questioned defense commitments. Pacific allies recalculated security pacts. The image of an America First podium sometimes looked like America alone. Kimmel asked, voice low, does the world see strength or stagecraft? Obama paused, then replied, influence thrives on trust. Lose that, and even the loudest microphone sounds hollow. The studio fell silent as viewers weighed their own passports, trade routes, and futures. But outside diplomatic halls, darker storms gathered. Courtrooms, sealed documents, late-night subpoenas. Rumors swirled of secret files and looming indictments. Next, we step into those legal clouds where headlines blur with whispers, and each rumor fuels another unanswered question.
Courtroom doors kept swinging, subpoenas slid across polished tables, chatter rose about secret papers locked inside beach club closets. Rumors suggest sealed indictments sit ready, names hidden beneath thick black bars. Reports claim investigators trace payment trails from campaign coffers toward hush deals. No verdict stands yet. Still, whispers carry weight. Late-night leaks talk of a former aide prepared to testify, promising a vault of emails and phone logs. Online forums buzz, asking whether classified folders walked out of the West Wing tucked under an arm, or whether security footage will show an aide pushing boxes past Secret Service. Jimmy Kimmel leaned forward, voice hushed.
If evidence arrives, does loyalty crumble? Obama answered with restraint. Justice moves on its own schedule. Nobody outruns records forever. The crowd fell into a heavy silence, watching grainy stills of storage rooms filled with bankers' boxes. Speculation fired again. Some blogs linked names to the late Epstein guest list, though no charges tie those rumors to crimes. Commentators remind viewers, unverified claims demand caution. Yet every headline fuels fresh debate, drawing more eyeballs than policy briefings ever did. One question hangs in studio lights. Will legal storms shape legacy more than rally chants? Next, satire meets censorship. A network under pressure, a comic's microphone at risk, and free speech standing in the crosshairs.
Mid-season, network executives froze Kimmel's monologue, pulling promo spots without warning. Reports surfaced of quiet phone calls from regulators, hints of license reviews if late-night satire kept drawing blood. In back corridors, staff whispered one sentence, "Turn down the heat." Kimmel refused. He opened his next show with a Cheshire grin. "I have no plans to whisper," he told the camera, eyes locked. The studio thundered. Hours later, an FCC notice reached ABC headquarters, requesting transcripts of comedy bits that border on indecent political attack. Lawyers scanned every comma. Advertisers braced for fallout. Obama stepped back onto stage for a follow-up taping, voice steady. "When jokes face government filters," he warned, "the Republic coughs." Applause rolled like distant thunder. Social feeds flooded. Hashtags lit up in neon anger. Viewers asking if laughter now needs clearance forms. A coalition of comedians released a video titled, "Truth Wears a Clown Suit." Voices layered over jump cuts of historical crackdowns. Kimmel closed that night's show with a single challenge. Tell every joke until silence loses the fight. His mic dropped to black. The spotlight now turns to U.S. Will audiences defend the punchline or let pressure choke the stage before the final laugh?
Spotlights dimmed. The stage lights softened to a quiet glow. Yet a single spotlight lingered on Obama and Kimmel. The former president spoke first, voice calm, but carrying the weight of every chart, every rumor, every roaring laugh. "At the end of any show," he said, "the only thing that lasts is the scorecard." He gestured to the empty studio seats, now filled only by echoes. One leader measured success in applause counts, crowd photos, magazine covers. Another believes legacy lives in job reports, alliances, silent nights where no crisis calls. Kimmel leaned on his desk, eyes searching the camera, as if looking into every living room. "We've heard the numbers, watched the tweets, felt the jokes hit hard." He paused, letting the silence invite viewers closer. "Now the question belongs to you." Obama nodded. "Rhetoric fades, records remain. You decide which story survives." The camera pushed in. The studio vanished into darkness, leaving only their faces lit against black. Kimmel whispered, "Will history remember the celebrity or the commander?" A heartbeat. Then the picture cut to black, the final frame reading, "Comment below. Which legacy do you trust with tomorrow?"